And now join us here on the Inland Sports Show. He is the head football coach for the Moreno Valley Vikings, having a great season. Picked up their first league win in Inland Valley play last week, and a huge game coming up against Hemet this coming Friday. It is Dane Wadkins of the Vikes. And Coach, man, congrats on this 5-1 start. I know you got a big one coming up against Hemet, but what have you liked about your Moreno Valley team through the first 6 games of this season?
Hey, Pep. Thanks for having us, first of all. We got a group of kids that during this whole COVID thing the last 2 years, we had a lot of seniors quit on us and to go get jobs, this and that. So we got a group of about 25 sophomores from 2 years ago that have played a ton of football and stuck it out, never wavered, never quit. So we got about 25 kids that got about 2 years, 3 years under their belt of good experience. So that's what I mean, this group's pretty resilient in that respect. So.
Yeah, especially for your senior class, they've been through a lot the last couple of years. Do you think that plays out on the field? Like you said, they've been through a lot. They've seen a lot. They've had to persevere through a lot. And now, as seniors, they're kind of like these seasoned, gritty guys, who are not going to be phased maybe if they're in the fourth quarter and they're down by a couple points. It's like they've already been through a lot, and they're probably better for it.
Oh, absolutely. When they were sophomores, like I said, probably 10, 12 of these kids started as sophomores, and we played Arupa Hills, San Jacinto. So we played some dudes when they were sophomores, and so they got battle tested early. And like I said, they were good last year as juniors, and now they've been really good for us as seniors this year. And yeah, they've been tested.
Coach, when you look at the Inland Valley League, I kind of thought Hemet and Moval might be the 2 teams to watch, in terms of winning that league championship. And I know it's, only week 7. We still have several weeks of the regular season, but maybe I'm being over dramatic. But this is a big game in terms of trying to crown a league champion, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely. I mean, if Hemet gets by us, we don't have another shot at them, and I don't see Canyon Springs or Valley View beating them. So really does. This is a league championship game, and we know that there's no one behind us that Hemet's going to lose to, so we feel like we got to get it done in this game.
Coach, going into the season, what kind of expectations, what kind of goals did you have for this team? Because obviously you knew who you had on your team. You knew about your seniors and everything they've been through, and all that great playing time you said as sophomores and now seniors. Like, did you look around the locker room and think, what, this is a team that could bring home a league title, and who knows, when CIF rolls around, who knows what happens if we string together a couple wins?
No, absolutely. That was from the very beginning with this group. The last 2 years, I mean, we've been building towards this, and we knew at the beginning of the season that this was a good group that had a chance to be 9-1, 8-2, 10-0 type of a football team. So, yeah, we've been gearing for this.
Coach, what have you been more impressed with? You've had a couple games where offensively you guys have scored a lot of points, but you also, for example, you're coming off a shutout win against a Canyon Springs team that's very much improved. Like, offense or defense, what are you more impressed with your team this year?
We've been able to score when we needed to score. The funny thing with our defense is we've given up some points, but, if you look, we've given up a couple kickoff returns that didn't really go against our defense. We've given up a couple scores late in the fourth quarter that were against some young guys. So our defense has really played outstanding football as well. But, our offensive side of the ball has been able to move the ball consistently in every game. And we have a couple different styles of offense. You shut one down, we'll go to the other. And so we've been successful with finding a groove in each game to be able to make us successful in the game. Okay,
offense, finding its groove. And apparently there's a pretty good offensive coordinator, I guess, for the Vikings, right?
My son's been doing it now. I think this is his 3rd year calling plays for us. He played for me, graduated, so he knows our system really well. And he's been calling the plays the last 3 years, and this year, by far and away, he's kind of found a groove for himself.
Well, I remember Dane was a great quarterback, but Coach, let me ask you, trying to put words in Dane's mouth here, but when he was a player, did he ever say, Dad, I'm going to come back and coach with you? Like, I want to be a coach too. Did it just kind of happen that way?
I think injuries caused that to happen. His dream was to go play college football, and he was a heck of a quarterback, but tore his ACL 3 years in a row in high school. So, it kind of ended his dream as far as playing at the Division I level. So, he naturally kind of came into the coaching circle, and he's been with us probably the last 5 years, 6 years as a coach for us. So he's doing well.
Coach, let's do a little name dropping. Some of your top players this season. I know Adonis Hill, your quarterback, he's a real special guy. But who are some of the top players that the Vikings have had so far this season?
A.J. Anderson started off extremely well for us. We really haven't had him the last 3 games against Arroyo Valley. He got his ankle tweaked in the first play of the game. So he hasn't really played the last 3 games. So Jacasio, another running back, has stepped up for us and carried the load as far as running back go. Tron Henderson has been outstanding on both sides of the ball as a defensive player, offensive player. He caught 3 touchdowns last week against Canyon. TJ Pryor has done extremely well. Rob Riles, who had the interception return last week for a touchdown, has really surprised me offensively, been a lot better for us offensively than I thought he could be. So he's really done well for us. And another kid named Paz Parker has done an outstanding job on both sides of the ball for us.
Coach, how do you keep the guys focused? How do you keep them dialed in? Here we are week 7. And I know the playoffs seem like they're right around the corner. And, big one against Hemet, but then you got 3 more regular season games. But how do you just keep them focused on, playing their best level and hopefully peaking and being even a little bit better as you get closer to CIF?
That's tough, especially at a school like ours. Kids are, kind of all over the place, but we try to do it a practice at a time. We don't even go at a game at a time. We try and go a practice at a time because you might have one bad practice, and so the next day you got to have a good one. So, it's one of those deals that it's just a day-to-day basis, and let's get refocused. We didn't have a good practice yesterday. We got to be good today, and these kids have responded pretty well to that.
All right, Coach, let's wrap it up like this. You play Hemet, obviously a big game in the Inland Valley League. What do you think you guys have to do well to get a win against the Bulldogs?
We got to stop their run, first and foremost. They run the ball like we do a ton, and then we got to get our guys in space offensively. And I think our speed hurts them a little bit, but, they're definitely going to run the ball at us, and so we got to stop their run. That's first and foremost. And then, like I said, we got to get our guys in space and let them go.
So you could be eating dinner by 9 p.m. on Friday if you guys both run the football like that. That could be the fastest game around.
Yeah, us and Chafee a couple weeks ago, if it wouldn't have gone into overtime, it was done at 8:35.
That's my kind of game.
Yeah. So, like I said, that we're both going to run the ball at each other, and whoever can stop the run is probably going to be and turnovers will probably play a factor too. But I think whoever stops the run will probably win the football game.
Well, Coach, listen, I really appreciate the time. Congrats on that 5-1 start, and obviously a big one coming up against him. Best of luck, and again, appreciate it, and hopefully we can catch up again, maybe in the CIF playoffs. I got a good feeling about you guys this season.
Yep, we're looking forward to it, and hopefully we can make a good run at the end of it.
All right, that's Moreno Valley head football coach Ted Wadkins here on the Inland Sports Show.